Hey, Bruce Naylor with Frugal Tech, and we're talking about an article in Wired Magazine. Last Friday, FEMA acknowledged a report from the Office of the Inspector General that they had overshared information with the contractor about the victims of the 2017 California wildfires, as well as the hurricanes Irma, Maria, and Harvey. Almost 2.3 million people's data, personal data, was shared that wasn't supposed to be shared. So let's talk about this for just a minute. So in violating the Privacy Act of 1974, FEMA overshared information with the third-party contractors responsible for temporary housing of the victims of the natural disasters, these wildfires, these hurricanes, etc. Now, what FEMA was supposed to share with this organization is very basic information: your first name, your last name, your FEMA registration number, your qualification start date, end date, and the last four digits of your social security number. However, FEMA took it a step further and shared over 20 additional fields of information that this contractor should have never received. Now, according to the article, some of the information that was shared that shouldn't have been include 6 fields that contain particularly sensitive information like survivor's full home address, their bank name, electronic funds transfer number, and bank transit number. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun, doesn't it? Now, FEMA claims that no information was compromised. This wasn't a hack, but rather oversharing of information. You see, in the world of the federal government, and sometimes in corporate America, they get really loosey-goosey about following the rules or using common sense for that matter. Here's what FEMA Press Secretary Lizzie Listow has to say about this oversharing of information. Since the discovery of this issue, FEMA has taken aggressive measures to correct this error. FEMA is no longer sharing unnecessary data with the contractor, has conducted a detailed review of the contractor's information system. To date, FEMA has found no indicators to suggest survivor data has been compromised. Really? You think that's good enough? The fact that you expose this information to a third party who has employees who could very well be using that data for more nefarious purposes, the last thing in the world these people need is yet another thing to worry about. You've already lost their homes, maybe their jobs, their lives, possessions, precious photographs, as well as the pain and suffering involved to those who did survive these tragedies. And FEMA, being a big government bureaucracy, this is the best you can do. Now, how long have you been sharing this information with other parties and other disasters? That's what I would like to know. Somebody else has a differing opinion. This is David Kennedy, CEO of the Penetration Testing and Incident Response Consultancy Trusted Security. Quote, "The report findings show that FEMA did no advanced analysis of what information should be provided to the subcontractor and shared practically everything." In other words, folks, this has been standard operating procedure until they got busted by the Office of the Inspector General. So I'm sure there's quite a few more people than just this 2.3 million that's had information and data about themselves that could be used by the bad guys. And it's going to be interesting to see if there's any more blowback on this and if a more further and detailed investigation is warranted. So I want to get your opinion in the comments down below. Bruce Naylor, Frugal Tech. Looking forward to hearing from you.